Every dynasty starts somewhere,
by his
but not all
sophomore
kings
year.
are born with
Halliburton
crowns.
averaged
In the
15
NBA,
points.
greatness
6.5
isn't just about
assists,
numbers.
5.9
It's about the
rebounds.
journey. Most. And the
From
best
high
part,
school gyms to
he
global
did
arenas,
it without needing
from
20
overlooked
dribbles
prospects
to
to moves.
unstoppable legends.
One shot.
These are the players
who
he
plays
plays
like
just
a
drafted.
veteran.
For
They were
Cade
forged
Cunningham,
through failure,
the Motor City's
refined
hope
by
born in
pressure.
Arlington, Texas.
And now,
Cade
they
wasn't
stand
raised to
tall,
chase
not just as
spotlight.
stars,
He was
but
raised
as
to
royalty.
lead. His improved
This is
shooting
rookie to
from
royalty.
3 opened up
5
driving
names,
lanes.
5 paths.
His
One legacy.
mid-postgame became a weapon.
1.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the silent assassin born in Toronto, raised in Hamilton, Ontario, a place better known for hockey than hoops. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't grow up in the spotlight. No viral mixtapes, no 5-star hype. Just a skinny kid with long arms, a relentless work ethic, and an uncanny sense of rhythm on the court. From the start, Shai was different. His game wasn't built on explosiveness or highlight reels. It was built on patience. On angles, on footwork. He wasn't flashy. He was surgical. Shai played college ball at Kentucky, surrounded by future lottery picks. And yet, game by game, his stock quietly rose. Not with poster dunks, but with intelligent reads, creative finishes, and the kind of poise rarely seen in teenagers. Drafted 11th overall in 2018 by the Hornets, he was immediately traded to the Clippers. And in his rookie season, he quickly became a starter. A rookie on a playoff team, calmly navigating the chaos of the NBA like a seasoned vet. But the world really began to notice during the 2019 playoffs. Matched up against the Golden State Warriors dynasty, Shai didn't flinch. He held his own. He attacked the rim with confidence. And when the Clippers pushed the series longer than anyone expected, people began asking, "Who is this kid?" Then came the trade. In the summer of 2019, the Clippers made the blockbuster deal to acquire Paul George. In return, they sent Shai to Oklahoma City, along with a boatload of picks. Many saw him as a throw-in, just a promising guard with a decent rookie year. But the Thunder knew better. In Oklahoma City, Shai found his canvas. No longer in the shadows of stars, he became the focal point. And he didn't just take the opportunity, he elevated it. By 2021, he was averaging over 23 points per game. But it wasn't just the numbers, it was how he got them. That slow, slithering Eurostep, the hesitation dribble that froze defenders. The soft floaters over outstretched hands. It was as if he was playing at his own tempo, and no one else could match it. In 2022, as the Thunder leaned into their rebuild, Shai leaned into his evolution. He transformed from a crafty guard into a complete offensive engine. He added strength, improved his shooting, and elevated his playmaking. He wasn't just scoring, he was orchestrating. Then came the breakout. The 2020-23 season was Shai's coronation. He averaged 31.4 points, 5.5 assists, 4.8 rebounds, and 1.6 steals. Elite efficiency, elite usage, all without forcing a single moment. He wasn't loud about it, no chest pounding. No headline-grabbing sound bites, just buckets, buckets, and more buckets. He torched defenses with mid-range precision. He led the league in drives per game. And somehow, despite being the primary focus of every opposing defense, he kept getting better. By mid-season, he was an all-star, and not just by default, he earned it. By year's end, he was All-NBA first team, standing shoulder to shoulder with MVP candidates. And in 2023, he led Canada to a historic bronze medal at the FIBA World Cup, becoming a global superstar. In a tournament filled with NBA names, it was Shai who stood tallest to hitting clutch shots, locking down on defense, and carrying a nation's hope. Yet, he never changed, still quiet, still calm, still deadly. Off the court, he embraced fashion with a minimalist style, clean fits, soft tones, subtle confidence. On the court, he embodied the same vibe, no wasted motion, no wasted words. Shai doesn't dunk on you, he dismantles you, slowly, silently. And by the time you realize what happened, he's already walking back on defense. He's not trying to be the face of the league, he's just trying to perfect his craft. But make no mistake, perfection speaks loudly. In a league obsessed with flash, Shai reminds us that mastery matters, and the most dangerous players are often the ones you barely hear coming. 2. Tyrese Halliburton, the passing prince in a league increasingly obsessed with flash, verticality, and isolation scorers. Tyrese Halliburton is a breath of fresh air, a playmaker who doesn't overpower, but outthinks. He's not the loudest, not the flashiest. But if you love basketball IQ, court vision, and passing as poetry, Haliburton is your guy. Born in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, Haliburton grew up in the heart of the Midwest. In high school, he wasn't a viral sensation. He wasn't dunking over defenders or breaking ankles on mixtapes, but he was winning, he was leading. And more importantly, he was seeing the floor in ways others couldn't. He stayed local for college, committing to Iowa State. There, he was initially overlooked, just another skinny guard. But it didn't take long before people realized he was different. His passes had timing, his instincts were a split second ahead. And though his shooting form looked unorthodox, the results were undeniable. By his sophomore year, Haliburton averaged 15 points, 6.5 assists, 5.9 rebounds, and shot nearly 42% from beyond the arc. He was efficient, calm, and surgical, the kind of point guard who makes his teammates better, every possession, every play. When the 2020 NBA draft rolled around, most analysts projected him as a top 5 talent. Yet somehow, he slipped to number 12, picked by the Sacramento Kings, a steal, though most didn't know it yet. From day one in the NBA, Haliburton didn't play like a rookie. He played like a veteran trapped in a 20-year-old's body, his first season. He averaged 13 points and 5.3 assists off the bench and quickly earned a starting role. His poise stood out, so did his smile. But what caught the league's attention was the way he read defenses like open books, and then came the trade. In early 2022, Sacramento sent Haliburton to the Indiana Pacers in a surprise move for Domantas Sabonis. Fans were stunned. Haliburton, emotional in interviews, had fallen in love with Sacramento, and the city loved him back. But fate had other plans. That trade changed everything. In Indiana, Tyrese was handed the keys. No more deferring, no more sharing the backcourt. He became the engine, the system, the identity. And he thrived. His assist numbers skyrocketed. In the 2022-2023 season, he led the NBA in assists per game for most of the year, averaging over 10 dimes nightly. Not the kind of assists that pad stats, but the kind that win games, bullet passes in transition, no-look feeds in traffic, pocket passes through impossible angles. Haliburton didn't just pass the ball, he passed it with purpose, with art, and with vision few could match. By 2023, he had earned his first All-Star selection. And in that game, among the biggest names in the sport, he didn't flinch. He dropped 18 points in a single quarter, tying an All-Star record. But as always, it wasn't just the scoring. It was the flow, the feel, the facilitation. He made highlight reels with passes, a rare feat in today's NBA. Off the court, Haliburton quickly became the face of the Pacers, both literally and spiritually. He embraced the community, wore Indiana pride like armor, and always spoke with maturity far beyond his age. Analysts began to see it too. They stopped comparing him to role players and started asking, is he the next Steve Nash? The next CP3, but the truth, Haliburton is writing his own script. A modern point guard who blends old-school principles with new-school range. His three-point shot, deadly. His mid-range floater, unblockable. His decision-making, impeccable. But what truly sets Haliburton apart is how he controls pace. In a league of speedsters and ESO gods, Tyrese slows the game down, then speeds it up on his terms. He manipulates defenders with subtle head fakes, misdirections, and master-level reads. He doesn't just see the next pass, he sees the pass after that. Defensively, he has grown as well, using his long arms and sharp timing to generate steals and deflections. He's not yet a lockdown defender, but his impact is there, in rotations, in hustle, in help coverage, and as a leader, he's beloved. Teammates respect him, coaches trust him. He uplifts rather than dominates, he communicates, encourages, and guides, the qualities of a true floor general. The Pacers, once buried in the middle of the East, now have hope. They have an identity, and it starts with Tyrese Haliburton. By 2024, he was averaging 20 points and 11 assists per game, becoming just the fifth player in NBA history to average double-digit assists while scoring 20+. The others, Hall of Famers, yet ask him, and he'll deflect credit. It's about the team, he'll say, but the truth is, the team starts with him. In an NBA culture obsessed with individual brilliance, Tyrese Haliburton is redefining stardom through selflessness. He's not here to just put up numbers, he's here to orchestrate symphonies. He's not here to chase clout, he's here to build legacies. And while others go viral for dunks and step-backs, Haliburton is earning reverence from coaches, peers, and purists, those who understand that basketball is, at its core, a team game. So call him what you want, a floor general, a maestro, a point guard, but remember this, Tyrese Haliburton is the prince of passing, and the throne awaits. 3. Desmond Bane, the underrated beast. Richmond, Indiana, not exactly a basketball mecca. Raised by his great-grandparents, Desmond learned discipline early. Life wasn't handed to him, it was earned, through sweat, silence, and sacrifice. While others chased clout, Bane chased the grind. By the time he reached high school, his body was different, strong, compact, built like a linebacker, but his game smooth, a jumper that looked NBA ready before anyone noticed. But still, he didn't receive D1 offers from powerhouse schools. So he committed to TCU, a place where he could build, not just belong. And build he did, for years at TCU, no one and done. No shortcuts, just steady growth. Year after year, from role player to leader to 16.6 points per game as a senior, shooting over 44% from three. But again, the doubters came. Limited upside, not athletic enough, just a spot-up shooter. So on NBA Draft Night 2020, Desmond sat quietly. Team after team passed until the Boston Celtics selected him 30th overall and promptly traded him to the Memphis Grizzlies. And that's where the beast was unleashed. In Memphis, a team built on grit and grind, Desmond found his perfect match. Alongside Ja Morant, he didn't just blend in, he stood out, a rookie shooting 43% from deep. Playing tough defense, making the right reads. And doing it all with that stone-cold demeanor. No flash, no flex, just results. By his second year, Bane doubled his scoring to 18 points per game. He dropped 30, 40 on elite defenders. He wasn't just a shooter anymore, he was a complete offensive weapon, mid-range game, polished. Attacking the rim, underrated, playmaking. Improving fast, and defensively, he locked down wings, chased shooters, bodied up stronger opponents. Analysts started noticing, fans started tweeting. But Desmond, he stayed quiet, he let the numbers talk. The Grizzlies rose in the standings, and Bane rose with them. In the 2022 playoffs, against the Timberwolves and Warriors, he averaged over 18 points with elite efficiency. Even when Ja was out, Bane stepped up, clutch threes, hard drives. Big plays when it mattered most, and the best part, he did it without needing 20 dribbles, 2 moves. One shot, bucket, he plays like a veteran, thinks like a coach, and works like a rookie with something to prove. By the 2023 to 2024 season, he was a borderline all-star, 21.5 points per game. 5 assists, 40% from 3. And arguably the best second option on any contender. His strength, unmatched for a guard. His mechanics, textbook. His mindset, ruthless. He never complains, never showboats. But every time you doubt him, he drops 30. What makes Desmond Bane special isn't just his game, it's his journey. No handouts, no hype, just hustle. He's proof that 4-year college players can be stars. That leadership isn't always loud, that power doesn't always come in explosive packages. Sometimes it's built in silence. Teammates call him a rock, coaches call him reliable. And opponents, they don't say much, because they're usually too busy chasing his shadow. And don't let the stats fool you, Bane wants more. He's added playmaking, he's studied pick and rolls. He watches film obsessively, he knows his role, and is constantly expanding it. He's not satisfied with being underrated, he wants to be undeniable. The NBA is full of stars who talk it, Bane is one of the few who just walks it. If you need a bucket, he'll give you one. If you need a stop, he'll get it. If you need a teammate, a leader, a worker, look no further. From Richmond's quiet streets to the bright lights of the NBA, Desmond Bane didn't take the easy road. He took the hard one, brick by brick, shot by shot. He built himself, and now, he's not just underrated, he's unstoppable. For Cade Cunningham, the Motor City's hope born in Arlington, Texas. Cade wasn't raised to chase spotlight, he was raised to lead. In high school, he wasn't just the best player on the floor, he was the most mature. He read defenses like a seasoned vet, controlled tempo like a conductor, and did it all without ego. By the time he reached Montverde Academy, Cade was already a basketball savant. A 6 feet 7 inches point guard with poise, court vision, and unselfishness, no flash, just feel. He led Montverde to a perfect season to 5-0 and was named the #1 prospect in the nation. At Oklahoma State, he didn't chase stats, he chased wins. Despite playing on an undermanned squad, Cade averaged 20.1 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 3.5 assists, earning Big 12 Player of the Year honors. He carried the Cowboys to the NCAA tournament, shouldering double teams, last-second shots, and the full pressure of expectations. And he made it look easy. When Detroit won the 2021 NBA Draft Lottery, the city didn't just get the #1 pick. They got a leader, a playmaker, a cornerstone. From the moment he arrived, Cade understood the assignment. He embraced the history, Isaiah, Dumars, Chauncey. He understood the pain, years of losing seasons. And he saw the potential, a young, hungry roster, and a loyal fanbase waiting for their next hero. His rookie season started slow. An ankle injury delayed his debut. He struggled with efficiency early, the media doubted. The critics called him overrated, but Cade, he never wavered. Game by game, he found his rhythm. Crafty mid-range pull-ups, bullet passes in transition, savvy pick and roll reads. He wasn't the flashiest, but every move had a purpose. By season's end, Cade averaged 17.4 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 5.6 assists, joining a lead company. Only LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Oscar Robertson had matched those numbers as rookies. He finished third in Rookie of the Year voting, but for Detroit, he finished first in their hearts. Cade brought something back to Detroit that had been missing for years: hope. The palace may be gone, but the pride is not. With every game, fans saw flashes of greatness. The way he slowed the game down, the way he communicated on defense, the way he never looked rattled. He wasn't just playing basketball, he was setting a tone. Off the court, Cade embodied leadership. He spoke with humility, carried himself with maturity, donated to local causes, and made it clear, this city deserves a winner, and I want to be the one to give it to them. But just as things began to look up, injury struck. A shin injury ended his sophomore season early. Surgery, rehab, doubt, whispers began again. Is Cade injury-prone? Can he be a franchise guy? But if Detroit teaches anything, it's this: tough times don't last, tough people do. Cade returned in 2023-20 for stronger than ever, not just physically, but mentally. He studied film, rebuilt his shooting form, improved his offhand finishes, and when he stepped back on the court, the difference was clear. He looked bigger, faster, sharper, now surrounded by a talented young core: Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Ausar Thompson. Cade didn't try to outshine them, he orchestrated them. Cade averaged 22.7 points, 6.9 assists, and 4.9 rebounds, shooting with career-best efficiency. But it wasn't just the numbers, it was the feel. He controlled the tempo like Chris Paul, slithered into the paint like Luka, and carried himself like a 10-year vet. He trusted the moment, and more importantly, his teammates trusted him. Clutch time, Cade time, multiple game winners. Fourth quarter takeovers. Every time Detroit needed a bucket, a stop, a spark, Cade answered. The Pistons might not have been playoff-bound yet, but they were building something, and Cade was the blueprint. What makes Cade Cunningham special isn't just the skill, it's the soul. He plays with patience in a world that worships pace. He leads with humility in a league filled with noise. He represents a city that's tired of being doubted and ready to rise. In a league of highlight merchants, Cade is a basketball purist. He doesn't need to scream for attention, he lets the game speak. And every pass, every step back, every possession whispers the same thing: Detroit, I got us. They call him the Motor City's hope, but Cade Cunningham is more than hope, he's the foundation, the fuel, and if destiny allows, the one who'll drive Detroit back to greatness. 5. Scottie Barnes, the positional unicorn. Toronto isn't just another NBA city. it's an identity. A mosaic of cultures, a community that breathes basketball. And in 2021, when the Raptors selected Scottie Barnes with the 4th overall pick, eyebrows were raised. But Masai Ujiri and the Raptors front office saw something the rest of the world hadn't yet recognized: a unicorn in human form. Not mythical, not imagined, real, and ready to evolve. Born in West Palm Beach, Florida, Scottie Barnes was always bigger than his peers, but also different. He didn't just want to score. He wanted to pass, he wanted to talk, he wanted to lift others up. From an early age, coaches noticed his enthusiasm, energy, and most of all, a versatility. At Montverde Academy, he was a vocal leader on a stacked team filled with future NBA stars. He didn't lead in points. He led in presence. He brought the glue, the fire, the passion. In his lone year at Florida State, he showcased flashes of a modern prototype, a 6'9" forward who could handle the ball like a guard, switch onto any position on defense, and create shots for others, but he was still raw. Scouts questioned his shooting. They questioned his half-court offense. They wondered, is he worth a top 5 pick? Toronto thought so. And when NBA Commissioner Adam Silver announced his name on draft night, the Raptors didn't just select a player. They invested in potential personified. Scottie Barnes' rookie season wasn't supposed to be this loud. Not when you're playing in the shadow of Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby. But Scottie didn't wait his turn, he took it. From day one, he brought a motor that never stopped humming. One night he was guarding point guards. The next, he was botting up power forwards. And in between, he was pushing the ball in transition, dropping dimes, diving for loose balls, screaming in triumph after every play. He wasn't just playing the game, he was setting it on fire. By the end of the season, he averaged 15.3 points, 7.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 49% from the field. But numbers only told part of the story. He became the heartbeat of the Raptors. He played with joy, with edge, and with a sense of belonging you don't usually see in 20-year-olds. He won Rookie of the Year, beating out Evan Mobley and Cade Cunningham, and doing it with a smile that matched his game: unpredictable, joyful, relentless. Scottie Barnes wasn't trying to be anyone else, not LeBron, not Giannis, not KD. He was building his own lane, one dribble, one switch, one pass at a time. But like all great journeys, year 2 wasn't easy. With expectations high, defenses keyed in on him. His shooting mechanics came under scrutiny. His role shifted from free-flowing rookie to structured system piece, and suddenly, the joy seemed dimmer. Critics whispered, was year 1 a fluke? But Scottie didn't fold. He went back to work. He studied film, worked on his jumper, learned when to pick his spots, when to pass, and when to attack. And slowly, the unicorn sharpened his horn. By year 3, Barnes returned stronger, smarter, scarier. Now fully entrusted as a point forward, he was initiating offense, controlling tempo, locking up all-stars one night, then nearly notching triple-doubles the next. He averaged 19.8 points, 8.2 rebounds, 5.7 assists, over 1 steal, and 1 block per game. His improved shooting from 3 opened up driving lanes. His mid-post game became a weapon, but most importantly, his confidence returned. He was no longer fitting into the Raptors' identity. He was shaping it. Toronto, a team once defined by others, had found its new leader. Not loud, not flashy, just complete. A player who could give you what you needed before you even realized you needed it. What makes Scottie Barnes so special isn't just his stats. It's his fluidity, his ability to morph into whatever the game requires. Need a scorer? He'll attack. Need a playmaker? He'll distribute. Need a stopper? He'll guard 1 through 5. He's a Swiss Army knife in sneakers. And still, he's just getting started. Off the court, he brings the same energy, playful, engaging, always lifting teammates, always giving credit before taking it. He celebrates like a champion, even in defeat, because every game is another lesson. Scottie Barnes isn't just the future of the Raptors. He's the future of basketball, positionless, fearless, and evolving with every bounce. In an era of specialization, he's the exception. A positional unicorn who makes everyone around him better. A rare star who doesn't just shine, he reflects light onto others. So if you're still sleeping on Scottie Barnes, don't, Because while others chase the spotlight, he's crafting a legacy in the shadows, one block, one pass, one scream at a time. They came in as rookies, full of dreams, doubts, and questions. Now, they command courts. Change games, inspire generations. What defines a king? Not just trophies, not just records, but resilience, growth, and the unshakable will to become more than anyone expected. From first steps to final buzzer, this is not just their story. It's a blueprint for greatness, because in the NBA, royalty isn't given, it's earned.